I'm going to make a little husbandry video for my tea ockerti. One of the reasons I'm making this one is I did an earlier video where I was rehousing my tea ockerti sling. And as slings, a lot of these guys, even the more arboreal or the arboreal species, will dig and burrow. And at the time, I gave it a basically what looked like a terrestrial setup. And somebody called me on it, and rightfully so, that it looked like I was keeping them the wrong way. I do keep my larger specimen. This is my 3.5 inch. I'm hoping female, but I'm hoping to get a good molt from her to decide for, or figure it out for certain. Tea. Notice this is an arboreal setup. There's been some confusion over it when they came into the hobby. Some people said they were terrestrials. Some said they were arboreals. It looks like the general consensus is they are to be kept as arboreals. She's definitely very comfortable in the setup. Will climb a lot more than my terrestrial species. I put in a piece of cork bark that's leaning against the back of the container there for her to go into. That right there was when I originally had her in another thing. I gave her that as a hide at one point, so I just left it in there, and I'll probably take that out eventually. It's a piece of PVC pipe. And she's got a water dish. I gave all my tarantulas water dishes, which are full of clean water at all times. Notice it's basically a little deli cup. These are nice because eventually she will probably soil it either by filling it with dirt or with feces or with her bolus. So what I do is, instead of having to worry about cleaning them out, sometimes I can just pluck them out, throw them away, or recycle them, and then put in a new one. I actually discovered this species because I made an order from Jamie's Tarantulas, and she sent me a sling for free. It was a nice little freebie bonus gift, which I was really excited with. And then I started looking up more about them, and immediately was wondering why I haven't picked them up. If you notice, they have almost a beautiful greenish coloration to them with a bright pink abdomen. Just a really interesting, unique looking tarantula. They have a defense technique that you don't see from many tarantulas, unfortunately. Well, fortunately, I don't want to disturb her, but I was kind of hoping she might do it, where she will hold her abdomen way up in the air and basically try to make herself look bigger than she is when she's scared. It's really kind of interesting to watch. And then, of course, after that will come the inevitable hair flicking, and she is a hair flicker. So let me get a little bit closer without disturbing her. This species eats so far both my sling and this one eat very, very well. No problems with eating. They grab stuff quickly. Both are very, very skittish. She's a quick, fast, nervous little species. I have some other ones that will just kind of sit there. I'm actually amazed that she's just sitting there right now and not freaking out. Normally she's jetting all around her enclosure, trying to hide, or sticking her bum up in the air, trying to intimidate me. So this is actually a really good look for her. But this is a fairly quick growing species. My little sling's picking up some serious size. I haven't had her for that long. She's molted 3 times. I feed my slings 3 times a week, try to get them out of the sling stage. Now that my sling's getting a little bit bigger, I'll start slowing it down. This one gets fed usually about once a week, a couple medium crickets or a large cricket or so, and she scarfs them right down. My temperatures are, as I back up, my temperatures are 70 to 76 in the winter and about 75, 76 to 80 in the summer. So not the warmest temps. I know a lot of other keepers will keep theirs always around 80. I don't do that. And it keeps some of their metabolisms a little bit slower. But personally, I want these guys with me for a long time. I'm really in no rush to grow them. I do like to grow the slings out a little quicker, so I keep them in a warmer spot in the room. But for the juveniles, subadults, and adults, I want these guys with me for a while, so there's no real rush to grow them up. Get one more shot. There's my tea ockerti. Again, I've looked at her ventrally. I'm thinking female, but I really want to get a good molt and be able to sex the molt and know for certain. So hopefully it's a female. And then with any luck, my sling will be a male, and it'll be a breeding project in the future. So again, wonderful little species. I don't know why these aren't more popular with their unique colorations and really kind of beautiful. And I tell you, mine are always out in the open. And as far as the enclosure, I love these green sterilites. I'm going to go ahead and put the top on so she doesn't bolt, which was perfect because there she goes. I use these sterilite containers. I love these. They're stackable. If you look at a lot of my collection, they are all stacked up over there. There's some down there, some all around the room. I like this size for the medium arboreals because I can put some substrate in the bottom. That's a mixture of probably 60% topsoil, probably 30% peat, and then some vermiculite. I don't keep the species particularly moist. I will overflow the water dish and make it rain in 1/4, hence the sphagnum moss every once in a while, but then I let it dry out in between. I got good ventilation. There's ventilation on all 4 sides. there, and there. I burn in my holes on these with a soldering iron that I picked up on Amazon. One of these days I got to post up a link to it because it was like 10 bucks and it served me so well. And when she gets a little bit bigger, she'll probably be getting one of those size enclosures, but that's a ways off. Right now she's perfectly placed. You know, she seems very comfortable. She's doing very well, and she's actually growing quite quickly. So that's my ockerti, wonderful little tarantula. And I don't know if I'd say a good beginner species because she is kind of quick and flighty and they will kick hairs fast, but I guess if somebody could handle a GBB, this would be something that would be right along the lines of a GBB. Kind of quick, not aggressive, flighty, and very, very willing and able to kick hairs. Ockerti.